Hi guys, so we're here today at Cliveland House, fantastic development delivered by Elevate Property Group in the Jewellery Quarter. We're going to talk about affordable housing, the pros, the cons and all the misconceptions. So as I mentioned, we're here today to talk in particular about shared ownership. We're going to cover off the eligibility rules and guidance for you, how to get involved and what happens actually when you want to sell the property later down the line in your property journey. So taking that first step onto the property ladder may feel really daunting, and shared ownership is an option that you can use to do that. It's designed to help those that reaching that full ownership may be unaffordable or unachievable at this very moment in time. So what is shared ownership? Well, the clue's in the name. Typically you'll purchase a share anywhere between 25 to 75% of the property. You'll take a mortgage out for that share and pay your monthly mortgage instalments as you would normally. The remaining shares of the property belong to a housing association, which you'll pay subsidised rent on a monthly basis. You've then got the option through the future to purchase more shares or the entirety of the property at any point in the future. This is known as staircasing. So let's talk eligibility for shared ownership. So you must be a first-time buyer, or you can not own another property in the UK but owned in the past. You must be over the age of 18. You must be able to demonstrate that you can't afford to buy a property on the open market through the traditional methods, and you must have a maximum household income, so that could be you or you and a partner, of £80,000, or that rises to £90,000 in London. So let's talk about the purchase process. Once you've seen and committed to a property, you'll be asked to put a small reservation fee down just to show some early commitment. What you'll do then is you'll go through an affordability checker with the housing association to ultimately determine how many shares from that 25% to 75% you might be able to take. From there, the process is very much like the traditional route. You'll apply for your mortgage as you would normally, and you'll engage a conveyancer to talk you through all the lease and the conveyancing options. The great news is, as we film this video today, there are options to put just as little as 5% deposit down on your mortgage, and therefore make shared ownership a real affordable option, as we said earlier, for those that might not be able to buy properties outright. So once you've completed and you're happily settled in, can you purchase more shares later? Well, the answer is yes. You can staircase, as it's known. You can buy a minimum of 10%, or you could buy all of the remaining shares from the housing association. As I say, this is known as staircasing. It's a really good option if people at the point of purchase don't have the funds ultimately to purchase the whole share, but then later down the line their income might improve, and again gives them the option to capitalise on that. So what happens when your journey comes to an end with your shared ownership property? Well, there's a couple of things you need to do. You need to approach the housing association first that own the remaining shares, and they'll instruct you to get an independent survey. What this does, it values the property at the current market value. The great news is that if it's gone up in value and you own 50% of those shares or 60%, you own the equity that it's gone up by that percentage. So it is a win-win for all parties. So once you've had the valuation done and we're all aware of what the open market value of the property is, your agent will take it to the property generally as a 100% share, so it won't be tricky to sell. Both yourself and the housing association come together at the end and sell their shares to the end user. Now, the housing association generally have an exclusivity period of about 6 to 8 weeks, usually written into their contract. This is so they can introduce buyers themselves should they have anyone on their register to do so. So as I mentioned earlier, we're here at Cliveland House, a fantastic development delivered by Elevate Property Group. We have just 3 shared ownership properties remaining in this development, so if you'd like to find out more or think shared ownership might be for you, then do get in touch with one of the team.